Hey guys, Get Ripped is back, and this week we'll be talking about what most people fear most, and that is injuries. Now, injuries are a very complicated thing sometimes, and the best treatment for injuries is R-E-S-T, rest, yes. So, every injury is specific, which makes looking up your injury online very not a really good idea for the most part. Now for breaks, it's going to obviously take a lot more time to recover, but for any minor injuries like a sprain or pulling a muscle, I would say that you should take off all the time that you need up to the point where you feel 100%, and then based on the severity of the injury, take off possibly another week or two just to make sure. But your best bet is to go with a doctor, because a doctor is the specialist and he knows what he is doing and will be able to tell you a lot more than I know. Now, a common rehabilitation method is P.R.I.C.E. It's protect, rest, ice, compress, and elevate. And this is a good guideline for basic injuries, how to treat them. For the ice, you want to be 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off for the most part. And also, you want to continue eating the way you have been eating before. So, what most people make as a mistake is when you make an injury, when you have an injury, they rest, right? And they stop eating healthy. They just start eating crap. You want to continue eating healthy while taking the rest necessary. And there's a lot of ways to get injured. Some are just by mistake, mistraining, overtraining. Regardless of what it is, you need to take the rest, because if you have had an injury before, you know that one injury leads to another and to another and to another, and it's a chain reaction, and we don't want that. So you need to follow the P.R.I.C.E method. You need to take your rest, and you need to continue eating healthy. I'll see you guys next week. Stretching is like the yin-yang of weight training. Weight training, you shorten the muscle, and stretching, you lengthen the muscle. So it's good not to have your muscles too short or too long.